Okafor for an eye, I should say. Now Villa play it across the back. Torres to Conte. Tielemans strokes it backwards first time to Martinez. So Martinez, it's always a game of chess, Aston Villa. And they build out from the back. So Martinez to try and go long here. And Martinez now drills it towards Watkins. It's volleyed away from Vitic towards the right hand side. Header forward from Digne. Control from Watkins on left. Watkins turns now. Cross inside to Rodgers. Villa just over 30 yards from goal. Wide left now here with Digne. Again pokes it inside to Buendia. Back on that left for Tielemans. Rodgers again strokes it in field for Buendia. Now Villa back on halfway with Pau Torres. Torres to Conte. Conte now being pressurised from Ferguson. Squares it to Cash. Cash plays it on the halfway line to McGinn. McGinn turns away from Mario. Brilliant strength from McGinn. But the referee's given the free kick against John McGinn. I initially didn't see too much wrong against the Villa skipper there. He didn't aggressively raise his arm or anything like that. I think that was quite a soft one, I'll say, to be given against John McGinn. As Mario just slowly now getting back to his feet. There's a little whack on the face, but to me, not too much wrong there from John McGinn. Certainly one who'd fall under. Very, very soft there. It's a free kick for Bologna. That's taken backwards on Nicolo Casale. Now Bologna have it. But right back here with Miranda. Now there's Miranda again. Miranda gives it away. Now Villa on the left-hand side. Watkins leads it for Buendia. Buendia into the box now. Buendia goes to curl and shots blocked though from Casale. And Bologna head forwards now from Freuler. And Castro trying to hold up. He has won the free kick. He did well there. Santiago Castro just seemed to have his right leg kick there by Yuri Tielemans. Yeah, Villa looking hungry in the first 3 minutes here. It was a clear kick from Tielemans on Castro. As Castro is just battling initially with Pau Torres. So it is a free kick for Villa to for Bologna to take, and again Castro did very, very well. Now Bologna will take the free kick short to Martin Vitic. Vitic across to Casale. That's backwards from Miranda. Now played across to Vitic. On halfway with João Mario. Mario looks to go down left. Headed forwards though from Onana. And Mario just see it out for throw to Bologna. Now they're 7 yards behind the halfway line of that. So Mario will go down the line here, approaching the 4th minute, Villa Park. Mario Stowe, Castro takes on the Shez as Rowe running to port. Castro loses it. McGinn first line to Onana, not enough on that pass though. To Bologna back on the ball. Mario's first line pass though, couldn't find Lewis Ferguson. He's back now with Martinez. Conte still in the penalty area now with Tielemans in the D. Strokes the back for Martinez. First line square pass from the 6-yard box to Torres. Is Digne under pressure. Now uses Tielemans out. Tielemans whips it down the left flank. Was there a push there on Watkins from Casale? Nothing given. And Nicolo Casale goes backwards to Ravaglia as well outside his box in all orange. So Freuler on the ball here, 5 yards behind halfway. Freuler now looks towards the right. And now it's Miranda, cuts inside, tackle from Tielemans, but it was a foul for Tielemans though, in the referee's eyes. And I didn't see a sort of bad challenge there for Tielemans. Maybe caught him slightly, but I thought Tielemans got a bit of the ball. But the referee has awarded free kick in Bologna's favour. So Bologna now take the free kick. Cross here to Ferguson. Here is Rowe. Wide left now. Jonathan Rowe looking to get down line. Rowe is tackled there. And in the end, it was Matty Cash put the challenge in. I think it deflected back off Rowe last. So it will be a throw for Aston Villa to take. Just in front of the corner flag. And Villa will be desperate for that opening goal just to really put that daylight between themselves and Bologna. Rogers now flicks on the throw. Watkins trying to hold it up, dispossessed. Headed forward to Mario's there, push down Rowe from Onana. In fact, I think it may have been the other way round. It was Rowe with the push first on Amadou Onana. So free kick given in favour of Aston Villa there. Yeah, it was a clear push actually from Jonathan Rowe first on Amadou Onana. So free kick to be taken here from Matty Cash. So it's rolled backwards now. It's with Emi Martinez. Onana goes to the square pass. And now Digne slowly bring it forwards. Now it's long towards halfway. Header from Casale. Now Digne meets it with his head and looked to be a slight push there from Digne. So the referee awards a free kick in Bologna's favour. 6.5 minutes gone here at Villa Park. So Villa have a 3-1 advantage on aggregate. Goalless in the 6.5 minutes. Played at Villa Park. Unai Emery looking very smart. And with his black zip jumper as Bologna drill the free kick towards the far side in the end. It was completely overhit. It was hit from Casale, and the centre back put way too much on that free kick towards the far side. So it is a goal kick now for Emi Martinez to take. So Martinez again drills it right-footed. Martinez searching for Buendia, wins the flick on. Watkins now holds it up, leaves it for McGinn, but now it's actually given to Buendia. Buendia inside left, dinks it towards the box, cleared away though from Casale. And now Buendia can go backwards first time to Pau Torres on the halfway line. Torres again strokes it short to Buendia. Buendia now looks in behind for Watkins. Watkins gets to it, edge of the area. Watkins now keeps hold of it. Watkins do brilliant. Now give it to Rogers, left side of the box. Cuts it back for Tielemans, who slips at the vital moment as he could have taken a shot off. And now shot towards goal. And it was taken from Pau Torres, but blasted well over the bar in the end. And it was a decent effort there. Well, it was a decent chance for Pau Torres to take on, but his effort well over the bar in the end. Vincenzo Italiano will be satisfied enough with the opening 8 minutes from Bologna. So now goal kick taken from Ravaglia, headed from Ferguson, and now volleyed from Moro down the left-hand side for Rowe. Jonathan Rowe in a bit of space into the area. Rowe cuts in. Rowe shot blocked from Cash. Rolls to Rowe again. Rowe 23 yards and goal in the middle. So Rowe goes short from Ferguson, heavy touch, and Digne clears, and Ferguson got a bit of Digne on that follow-through clearance, and it will be a free kick for Aston Villa. It's a good chance there for Bologna to do something though. Then Rose in that space down the left opted to cut and try and go for a shot. It was well blocked, and there's a poor touch a moment ago as well from Ferguson, and Digne cleared, and it's certainly Ferguson followed through on Digne. Nothing overly aggressive, and it looked to be actually Constance pulled back from Castro. That's why actually Rowe had so much space to drive into down the left-hand side. So a free kick for Aston Villa to take. And it will be Emi Martinez to drill it towards left flank. Comes off the back of Casale. And then just pop backwards from Miranda. And now Ravaglia towards Castro. Castro flicks on. Now it's dropped here for Konsa. Squares it to Cash. Bends it over halfway. Nice ball down the right side. Good turn from McGinn. 40 yards to goal. McGinn sweeps it towards the centre. Cuts out for Freuler. On his fast Watkins. Gives it to Tielemans. Now bounce off Tielemans into the air. A Casale back for Ravaglia. Ravaglia slips when clearing that one. And it will be a throw on the right-hand side for Aston Villa. There was just panic at the back there for Bologna. So it's the throw for Matty Cash to release. And Aston Villa, a good opportunity to cause some issues from this throw-in. The Cash now towards near post. Headed away, now flicked further on from Freuler. on the Chester rope. Then Moro, forward ball first time, held up for Castro just inside his own half. Castro took a whack on the ankle. So it is a free kick for Bologna. Quite a broken up first 10.5 minutes. Villa have had some good openings on a couple of occasions, but not being able to do anything. And Watkins certainly looking lively with his channel runs down the left so far. So Bologna take the short free kick. Here is Nicola Moro. Moro gives it to Casale. Now Casale across to Vitic. So Vitic now in this Casale. Vitic outside the fence. Vitic now over halfway. It's a little flip from Moro. Now Castro first time. And Miranda trying to drive inside from right back. Cleared from Torres though after heavy Miranda touch. And Bologna go for a long range shot. And Martinez saves that one pretty comfortably in the end. But it was a dipping shot from the Bologna right side attacker Bernardeschi. That one about 30 yards out. He was dipping on target, but Emi Martinez dealt with it comfortably. Tielemans turns away in the centre now. Tielemans towards the centre circle, cut out from Casale. It's a sharp turn from the Bologna right back, João Mario. Now Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi, just over 25 yards from goal. Plays it right into the middle here to João Mario. Mario, wrong foot Onana. Mario surrounded by claret and blue shirts. Does get the square pass off though to Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi backwards into midfield with Moro. Moro now short here for Miranda. Miranda drills it towards the far side. Rowe keeps in play. Just touches it backwards here for Mario. Rowe wants it back. Mario doesn't have the space to find him. Bologna now starting to push Villa back. Pass from the centre circle from Casale. And the Moro square for Mario. Again, Rowe being pressed from Cash. So again goes behind him to Mario. Now it's in defensive field with Moro. Freuler under real pressure here. Freuler though pressure resistant against Watkins. Now it's on halfway with Mario in the centre circle with Casale. Just taps it in front of him in the centre circle to Moro. Now it's a whip forwards for Miranda, flicked up for Castro. And a ball bounces off. So when it falls, Castro takes on the chest. Cash manages to poke it away. Castro cuts it back for Jonathan Rowe. Left side of the box, Rowe trying to get on the outside of Cash. Good challenge there from Matty Cash. In fact, Rowe actually got a piece of Cash inside the box. So it's a goal, it's a free kick to Aston Villa. But the last couple of minutes, Bologna starting to build that pressure now. In no sense they can try and get that opening goal. Again, Freiburg went through to the semi-finals earlier on. And Nottingham Forest lead against Porto, by the way. Porto down to 10 men as well. Jan Benderek receiving a red card. Morgan's white as Forest in front, and Real Betis leading Braga by goals nil. So Forest 2-1 up on aggregate, and it's the same for Real Betis against Braga. Again, Forest and Betis both lead 1-0 on the night. So winner this time will play Forest in the semis as Tielemans squares it across the box to Konsa, and again Villa's short free kick. Konsa down the right hand side, intercepted though from Ferguson. Now Rowan field. Moro goes back. Rowe saying he was fouled, nothing given though. So it's Mario to Vitic. Miranda on halfway. Square for Moro. And Moro shifts it onto his right foot. It is Bernardeschi on the ball. Backwards to Moro. Again, Bologna control possession, but Moro slips when he made that pass towards the centre circle. Onana now to his left of Tielemans. Tielemans brought down for Castro. It won't be yellow for Castro, but it's just a clip on Yuri Tielemans as Tielemans is coming up to the halfway line. So a definite foul there on Tielemans from Castro. So a free kick for Villa. Quarter now gone at Villa Park. Solid start from both sides. Martinez and Federico Ravaglia not really tested in the opening quarter. Now they'll have a free kick on halfway. Torres squares it to Konsa in the centre circle. Konsa being pressed from Ferguson. So goes square to Torres. In a light pass to Buendia just over halfway. Buendia strokes it back right footed to Konsa. Ferguson approaching him. Konsa square to Cash. Cash right footed. Rolls just over halfway. McGinn now holding off Mario. McGinn picks out Buendia in a pocket space inside right now. Buendia with the drag back to Rodgers. Rodgers now inside left. Just over 25 yards on goal. Tielemans on the stretch. Pokes it to Buendia. Back for Rodgers inside left. Villa edge of the box of Buendia now inside it. Feeds it to Rodgers. Rodgers to Watkins. That is a brilliant Aston Villa goal. And they lead 4-1 on aggregate. And a big step towards the Europa League semi-finals. But delightful football for Unai Emery's men. And a hat-trick now for Ollie Watkins in this tie against Bologna. And against some really, really nice football from Aston Villa in that move. And it was a simple finish for Ollie Watkins. And he just taps the badge and gives a little kiss as well to the whole 10. So Aston Villa now real daylight between them and Bologna. They just cut them open brilliantly. We'll start from the excellent pass to Buendia, drag back to Rodgers. Rodgers was on the inside left. He had a little touch of Tielemans. First line from Buendia. Then Rodgers and Buendia combined again inside the box. Rodgers was on side when Buendia fed it to him. I think Watkins was just about on as well when he tucked that away. I do wonder if VAR might take a look at this. But Rodgers and Buendia, massive parts that goal. To me, Ollie Watkins looked onside. And Rodgers played the first line cross and Watkins free in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's a simple tap in with the instep of his right, and Unai Emery turned a delight. Just a few fist bumps towards the ground, so yeah, Watkins definitely on. Now Bologna straight up the other end, but Mario's attempted cross deflects into the path of Martinez. So as it stands, we're getting it all English. That semi-final, Forest leading Porto by a goal to nil, 2-1 aggregate. So Freiburg are on course to face Betis at the moment. Freiburg won 6-1 on aggregate early on. Betis 2-1 up on aggregate at the moment. It's Braga 1-0 on the night. And it's 1-0 on the night as well to Villa. 4-1 on aggregate for the Villains. It's a long ball from A. Martinez, headed away from Vitic. Lifted towards centre circle for the first time from Digne. And now Bologna trying to keep hold of it in the centre now. Mario muscle from Onana into the feet of Rodgers. Rodgers left side of the penalty area. Rodgers now goes to curler, pushed away for a corner kick. It was a decent save there by Ravaglia. And Rodgers stepped and filled onto his right foot. Ravaglia, two hands to push that one up for a corner kick. Again, Villa with their tails up, continuing from where they left off in the first leg. Ollie Watkins scoring and Villa in command even more now. So John McGinn ready to deliver from the right-hand side. 18.5 minutes played. Villa 1, Bologna 0. McGinn goes to the short corner. Rodgers now receives it from a flick from Buendia. Rodgers low ball and Watkins just completely misses the ball. And Rowe clears out the box. Villa inside right with Cash now gives it to McGinn. McGinn bend the ball towards the back stick. Flicked up into the air from Miranda. And in the end, just about caught from Federico Ravaglia. Looked like a bit of heavy fall initially for Ravaglia, but quickly back to his feet now. So Ravaglia rolls it across the box into the feet of his centre-back ahead of him, which was Casale. Now Bologna hanging on to the ball with Miranda. Was a bit of a push there from Digne. So Miranda takes the quick free kick outside the right boot. So Casale now to Ferguson. Ferguson approaching halfway, then just slows himself down. Scotsman, and now it's play from the centre circle, right-footed from Moro. Moro receives it back, still in the centre circle, square for Casale. Casale now out wide left to Rowe. Rowe's pass blocked from Cash. Rolls to McGinn. McGinn almost found Rodgers, intercepted though from Casale, pushing up from centre back. So Bologna in defence midfield. Freuler squares it. Now it's Miranda to Bernardeschi. Cuts in from the right, Bernardeschi goes to curl on target, pushed away from Martinez. Torres in the box, being pressurised. Torres clears out for a throw. Don't think it's a deflection. Yeah, opened up well there for Federico Bernardeschi to take on the shot. Now Bologna on the ball with Miranda. Bends it towards the box, too high for Castro. Just skimmed over his head. And it's with Martinez. So on the night, all the home sides leading by a goal to nil. It's 4-1 to Aston Villa on aggregate, 2-1 to Forest on aggregate, and 2-1 to Betis on aggregate. There's a long ball from A. Martinez, poked away though from Vitic. Now McGinn using his strength in midfield just to out-muscle Freuler there. It's a diagonal from Freuler's opposite number. Tielemans now to the inside right. Rogers feeds it down the line. Watkins now in the penalty area to the right of it. Cash now edge of the box. Cash puts the ball in, headed away on his front. Tielemans controls it with his back towards goal. So Tielemans 23 yards from goal there. Now to Digne. Digne puts the ball in. Rogers can't flick it. Breaks here for Mario to volley away. Now it's in the centre circle with Konsa. Villa go backwards to Martinez. So Martinez just brings it back into the D. So A. Martinez in a couple of more little touches with the ball. Does like to take his time. It's always a game of chess when Villa is playing at the back. Like to entice teams in and then play through the press. So look, Unai Emery's sides build up. Well, when Digne put a cross in a moment ago, to me it looked like the ball came off the outstretched right arm of Martin Vitic. Surely VAR are going to take a look at this, and indeed VAR are checking a potential penalty. To me that looked a penalty. His arm wasn't in the natural position. Clear connection. I think Villa are going to get a penalty here. A chance to extend their aggregate advantage to 5-1. Surely the referee's going to be called to monitor. At the moment, the VAR officials are still having a look at it, but the referee is being called to the monitor here. So Aston Villa look like they're about to be given a penalty. It was absolutely a handball there from Vitic. Stonewall penalty in my opinion, and it shouldn't take long for the referee to decide. And it absolutely is a spot kick. So he's looking at first angle, which it clearly connects off of Vitic's right arm. There's no doubt about it. And this is a simple decision for the Spanish referee, Jose Sanchez, to make. In the arm for Vitic, to me, it's not the natural position. He's still having a look at it though, the referee. I know they always want to make sure, but it's a clear handball from Martin Vitic. It should not take this long to decide. So the referee now does the monitor signal and points to the spot. So Aston Villa have a penalty, chance to go 2-0 up on the night, but even more importantly, 5-1 up on aggregate. So this is well on course now to be a very routine European night for Aston Villa to go through to the Europa League semi-finals. They'll face Forest or Porto at the moment. Forest leading by a goal to nil on the night against 10-man Porto, and they are 2-1 ahead in the tie. There's not much Martin Vitic, Bologna centre-back, who's playing at all. So Ollie Watkins, of course, doesn't take penalties. John McGinn has the ball, but will leave it for Morgan Rogers. So Rogers plants it down. So again, a chance for Villa to virtually already put themselves into the Europa League semi-finals. So Morgan Rogers now taking a couple of deep breaths and looking to put this tie well and truly beyond Bologna. Only 25 minutes into the second leg. Rogers penalty saved. It has been saved from the Bologna shot stopper. Federico Ravaglia has given Bologna a smidge of hope still. Again, Rogers, right footed penalty. Ravaglia got down to his right side. Good save, strong right hand from Ravaglia to push it away. So Villa still in a commanding position, not the end of the world. Would have been a luxury really to have that lead at this stage, but it does give Bologna, as I said, a smidge of hope. But again, Villa just need to brush that one off quickly. Still 4-1 up on aggregate. Now Digne stroke. A chance to make it 2. And Buendia tucks it underneath Ravaglia. And there is the second goal for Aston Villa. That didn't take long. Rodgers couldn't convert the penalty. But for a resulting throw-in, Bologna completely asleep. Throw for Digne. Lovely touch of Buendia. And just slotted it beneath the legs of Federico Ravaglia. Maybe the goalkeeper could have done better about that one. After his penalty save. Just a matter of seconds ago. That was really poor there from Bologna, and Villa lead 5-1 on aggregate. And then they are surely into the Europa League semi-finals. Digne stroke, just the Bologna right side of defence asleep. Buendia ghosted in behind of Miranda. I think Moro was there to help out as well. Just so poor for Bologna. Villa punish, and this is going to be a real nice night for Aston Villa. By 2-0 and 5-1 on aggregate. Real Betis got a second against Braga. In fact, 3-0 for Real Betis now. So they are 4-1 up on aggregate. So at the moment, we're heading for Freiburg against Betis in one semi. And all English sides in Villa against Forest in the other. Villa, Forest Porto, very, very tight though. And Forest 1-0 up on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. But Porto are down to 10 men. Benarek was sent off in that one. So Bologna get us back on the way. It's already feeling like just damage limitation for Bologna. Mora now into centre circle to Ferguson. Ferguson shifts onto his right foot. Again, still by the centre circle. Ferguson has it played back to him from Mora. Now it's wide left with Mario. Mario can't defeat McGinn. Good standing right-footed tackle, and then McGinn is bundled down to the ground from Mario. And it will be an Aston Villa free kick. Just under 15 yards behind the halfway line on the inside right. So referee just making sure Villa take this free kick from the correct position. So now Villa can take this free kick, and it'll just be short from Cash back to Konsa. Konsa now into the penalty area, squares it for Martinez. Martinez again just taps it to Tielemans. Tielemans on the half turn. Now Buendia pushed the ground midway in the Villa half. It was definite push there from Juan Miranda. Buendia quickly back on his feet. Buendia's second goal of this Europa League campaign. And Villa can take the free kick midway inside the half. They Bologna by 2-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. Villa straight the free kick back now. Torres to Martinez from the D. Headed away from Vitic. Now lifted from McGinn again. Vitic intercepts. Bologna in the centre circle. McGinn attempting the tackle. Now wins the ball for Villa. Onana points to the ground, and the referee shows a yellow card in a flash to Bernardeschi. And it was certainly a forward challenge there on Amadou Onana, just hacking him down to the ground. It was great work from McGinn to pickpocket Bernardeschi, and then he had his arms around Onana, then clipped his ankle as well. A stonewall free kick, and the right decision to give a yellow card as well. By the way, other English team playing tonight in the Conference League, Crystal Palace leading Fiorentina by 1-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate for Palace, as Villa now can take the free kick just over 35 yards from goal. Yuri Tielemans to take it short, right-footed. And now Digne inside left. Digne slips, he's about to go for a cross. Intercepted from Bernardeschi. Heavy touch though from Freuler. And now Villa play it back in their half. Digne into the feet of Tielemans. There is Martinez. Again, just calmly past the Tielemans. Half hour gone here at Villa Park. Villa well in command. 2 goals up on the night and 5-1 on aggregate. Here's Bologna just behind halfway with Bernardeschi. Short now for Castro. Castro attempts to turn, but standing challenge for Onana. I thought Onana got the ball there. The Spanish referee, Jose Sanchez, disagrees. Will be Free kick for Bologna. There's a sharp turn, actually maybe a raised arm. Then from Onana on Castro. So free kick for Bologna to take. Just over 30 yards and goal. Inside right. So can Villa maybe have some problems come their way here. Free kick comes in towards the back post. Rowe keeps it alive. Headed down from Casale. Falls back towards Casale. Casale squares in the box and cleared away from Tielemans. And in the end, Bologna couldn't do anything for the free kick. Now it's back with Moro. Then Bologna cut inside with Bernardeschi. And a spinning ball wide right to his fellow wide man and Rowe. Rowe now trying to turn away from Cash. Out muscles him. Rowe now facing up Cash and McGinn. Cuts it behind him. Low cross in with Bernardeschi. A real poor one. Easily cleared. Header forwards from Casale. Bounces to Emi Martinez. Martinez overarm throw to Digne. Now Digne over midway in his half. Now Digne drills it left foot, looking over the top of for Rodgers. It just couldn't quite bounce in Rodgers' favour there. Great idea for Luca Digne. Spraying what was a Hollywood pass there from the back. I'd say it was a 45, 50 yarder, maybe a little bit less from Digne, but in fighting ball, tending to find Rodgers, couldn't quite pick him out though. So Moro again floats out to the right from the centre circle. Miranda on the chase. Miranda gets to it. Miranda appealing for handball, and he's saying it should be, well, either a free kick to Bologna for handball or a corner kick at least. Neither's been given. I think it's official saying it came off the Bologna man last. Actually, looks to be a handball from Digne. And it looked like it definitely should be. If they don't think that is a handball, then it's the right decision to give a goal kick. But it did come off the hand of Digne, so I can understand the frustration there. So a free kick for Villa to take, coming up to the 33rd minute. So Emi Martinez and hits it powerfully, right-footed. The flick on now towards Watkins and Wendy. Cleared away in the nick of time from Casale. Now Rowe cuts inside, just beyond the halfway line. Now Rowe with the switch. It's a good tackle one there from Digne. Ball bouncing down Villa's left. It was a late challenge though for Digne in the referee's eyes. Digne turns away in frustration. I think there was a slight nick there. So, reminder, latest scores in the other Europa League quarterfinals. Forest won Porto 0 on the night, 2-1 to Forest on aggregate. Betis had their third goal on the night ruled out, so 2-0 up against Braga, 3-1 ahead in the time. Freiburg won 3-1 away from Celta Vigo to win 6-1 on aggregate. So, yeah, a brace of 3-1s over the two legs for Freiburg. Here's Bologna at the back here with Vitic. And Moro wants it. Vitic release it short, right-footed from halfway. Now it's long towards Castro, has it down. Bernardeschi cuts inside, he's at the edge of the box, squares it now. Maybe a chance from Mario. Mario in the end tries to clip it low into the box, couldn't find the run of Bernardeschi. And it is a Villa goal kick. And disappointing from Bologna in the attacking third there. In a good position to try and play the killer pass, but just the quality was lacking from the visitors, who are having, obviously Europe, they've done, so they're here in the quarterfinals, they've done a fine job on that, but league-wise it has been underwhelming. Martinez takes a short goal kick to Tielemans, and now Torres pass it down the left. Rodgers takes heavy touch, now drops it for Wendy, short in front of him to Digne, and Digne's pass cut out, played backwards now from Freuler. It is Moro. Yeah, Mario wants it in the centre circle, likes inverting João Mario, and now Mario has it. Here's Rowe wide left, midway in the Villa half. Rowe versus Cash. 10 minutes is first half to go. Villa 2, Bologna 0 on the night. 5-1 to Villa in the tie. Square from Moro. And now it's laid off from Vitic to Miranda. Moro Just over 5 yards and goal. Diagonal ball. Rowe controls on his chest on the left wing. Turns away from McGinn, but now McGinn still facing Rob. It's a cross in for Rowe, not a bad one. Headed out the box from Digne. Now Watkins gets his head on the ball. Knocks it back for McGinn. McGinn nice and calm. Goes inside to Onana. Now it's first time for Rodgers, just a bit too far in behind of Watkins. Good idea there from Morgan Rodgers, wrapping his right foot around the ball. A bit too far in behind of Watkins though. Mario takes the throw to Moro. Now Moro, square pass just over halfway. Broiler wants it, receives it inside from Miranda. Broiler now across the middle third, the Villa half to Mario. Wide left is Rowe. Rowe with a step over. Rowe edge of the box. Cash just fell to the ground for a split second, but back on his feet quickly. Rowe's cross. Control from Konsa. Just bounced off his chest and hammered away from Onana. Now, the ball is played short into the feet here of Vitic. Vitic now goes backwards. It's the centre circle to Moro. Now it's gone square, get into the centre circle. Ferguson to Moro, through the middle, intercepted from Torres. Torres now trying to bring it further forward to the back, but he's dispossessed from Castro. Following all the way now, Ferguson inside left, Bologna in the attacking third. Rowe drifts inside, Rowe, dangerous cross towards the back post, but no one could get a touch onto it. It's a real nice delivery from Jonathan Rowe, and it was whipped beautifully towards the back post, and again it was Castro on the stretch trying to meet it, but couldn't quite pick out his teammate in the end. But it was again a real testing cross, that's for sure, from Jonathan Rowe. Braga pull one back against Real Betis, so 2-1 to Betis. 3-2 on aggregate in their favour. As Villa take the goal kick. Now Mario backwards into the feet of his goalkeeper. And now pass from Vitic. Overhit though towards Miranda. And now Torres. And just guides it back to Martinez. 38 minutes on the clock at Villa Park. Villa 2, Bologna 0 on the night. It's 5-1 in the tie for Aston Villa. So again, Martinez, the ball stopped on the penalty spot. Clips it over halfway down the right. Now Watkins trying to roll his man. Well, Watkins, he's facing up Casale here. Watkins needs out, goes and Phil to McGinn. McGinn now onto his left foot, now with his right from the D. Rodgers in the box, Rodgers tight angle, Rodgers shot through the legs of Ravaglia. And it's 3-0 to Aston Villa, and Rodgers does convert this evening. He's had a penalty save from Ravaglia, but defeats him there for a tight angle, blasting it through the legs of the Bologna goalkeeper. And Villa in dreamland here. 3-0 the night, just coming up to the 39th minute, and it is 6-1 on aggregate for Unai Emery's men. They are flying, and that's just a matter how many they're going to go through by into the semi-finals. So definitely be Aston Villa facing either Nottingham Forest or Porto. So it was a long ball from Villa down the right channel. Watkins tried to roll Casale, he held on to it but couldn't quite roll him the way he wanted to, but faced him up, squared it to McGinn. McGinn right-footed pass from the D, and then Morgan Rodgers onto his left foot. Powerful hit through the legs of the Bologna goalkeeper, Ravaglia. And Aston Villa are just scoring goals for fun in this tie. Then could they maybe make it to 10? Who knows? Who knows? They might take their foot off the gas though. We'll wait and see. And Unai Emery with a job done now. We'll definitely see some of the big hitters come off. Villa need to think about the league. Again, they play Sunderland at home at the weekend. Sunderland back-to-back wins against Newcastle in the Timeway derby, then Tottenham in the relegation zone now in the Premier League. So it'll be an easy one for Villa. Onana wins the challenge against Mario on the inside left. Cash back for Concert. Short for Tielemans, and the two Belgian midfielders combine. Tielemans now drags it onto his right. Again to Onana. Onana and Tielemans have their own game at the moment. Tielemans plays it in between Castro and Moro. And now it's Martinez. And a light pass to Torres. Inside to Tielemans. Tielemans now looks over the top towards Rodgers. Inside left. Rodgers now trying to put it through the legs of Vitic. And in the end it comes off Vitic's right boot with 4 minutes left of this first half. Villa are looking for number 4 on the night. Morgan Rodgers' second goal of the Europa League campaign. A little bit surprising. I thought Morgan Rodgers obviously will have more to his name by this point, but then still can't underestimate the importance that he has in the general play. You know, not just what the goal stats will show. So corner for Villa to take from the left-hand side. Let's see, this corner's on the money to put Villa 4-0 in front on the night. So corner now all set to come in from Tielemans, headed away from Vitic at the near post. Now Buendia, was he fouled on the edge of the box? No, he wasn't nudged into in the official's eyes. And then Freuler just clears down the far side. And it is an Aston Villa throw with 3 minutes of his first half to go. Digne's throw, control from Rodgers. Of course, the second goal for Villa came from a throw. Bologna completely caught out just after Rodgers had a penalty save. Peter Rodgers loses the ball against Miranda. Now Digne steps onto the ball, felt he was caught, nothing given. Freuler goes long down the right flank, too far ahead of Castro in the end. It'll be a throw for Aston Villa. And pretty deep inside their half. And Digne unhappy about something. Not quite sure what it is, but it's a throw taken now from Villa. Torres to Concert. So Esri Concert inside the Villa penalty area. Pass to Tielemans in the D. Esri Concert on the ball again. Concert. And just a lays off to Onana. Tielemans, first time pass, headed the D to McGinn. McGinn right in the middle of the Villa half and had his ankle clipped there from João Mario. So Onana to just square the ball to Concert from the free kick. Right in the middle of the Villa half. It's just a training game, Villa now. Company knocking it about the back. It's Concert into the feet of Martinez. Okay, Martinez. Right foot on top of the ball. Just again, rolling it with both feet at the moment. Just teasing the Bologna forward line. He loves to do this, Emi Martinez. And now just rolls it back into the penalty area. Entices Bologna in. Looks over the top towards Rodgers, headed away though from Casale. Now loose ball to McGinn on halfway. Now Cash whips it towards the back post. And it's volleyed into the air from Vitic. And that will bounce out for an Aston Villa corner on the right-hand side. As we're in the last minute of normal time of this first half of the second leg, where it's Villa 3, Bologna 0, 6-1 to Villa on aggregate. So Forest leading Porto by a goal to 0 still. Against the 10-minute Porto, Benarek sent off, gets wiped the goal there. 2-1 to Forest on aggregate. 2-1 to Betis on the night against Braga. They lead 3-2 in the time. Freiburg went through early on. 3-1 win on the night against Celta Vigo. 6-1 on aggregate in the Germans' favour. It's a short corner now from Villa. Cutting in, it's a ball in for Tielemans, headed out the box. No, it's actually still headed into the box. Contest down, Villa peeling fan ball. Nothing given. It's clear for Bologna. Buendia voids it, flicked away from Moro. Villa now wide left with Rodgers. Flicks inside to Buendia. Buendia cutting the ball towards Torres, but Bologna get it clear through Casale. And that's with Concert inside the centre circle, just ahead of halfway. Tielemans. And just pressed out to left-hand side. Will there be any first half stoppage time? There will be. 2 minutes. Digne trying to pop it over the top, down the left. Rodgers on the chase. Now it's Miranda who can hang on to it. And Miranda goes down. And it's a free kick given in Bologna's favour. Miranda got just about enough contact he wanted for the free kick to Bologna to be awarded. So free kick. Well, just take the times, Bologna. Again, they know realistically they're out Bologna. So not that incessant need to really rush. And just a moment ago, Villa were being found ball against Jean Mario. Don't think he hit that onto his own hand though. And it's been waved away from VAR, pretty sharpish. So no need for the ref to look at that on the monitor. So midway into 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. And there's a free kick to the visitors. They'll at least get a goal to their name on the night. That Jonathan Rowe in the first leg did put back into it, but Ollie Watkins got his second of that night, and what really was the momentum shifter. And Villa just kicked on in this second leg, 3-0 up. Ollie Watkins getting a hat-trick of goals in this tie, and accompanied by Buendia and Rogers on the score sheet. So Bologna just taking their time actually with this free kick. Now it's drilled, and Ezri Konsa has it at the back. Villa, Konsa's pulled. So a little push there from Konsa on Castro. The referee wants Konsa to retake the free kick. Took it too quickly for his liking. The referee just wanted a quick talk with Ezri Konsa after a little shove on Castro. So it's take number 2 for the free kick. And the 2 minutes of stoppage time now will be a call to a halt. The referee's whistle. And Villa lead this tie by 6 goals to 1, 3-0 on the night. Ollie Watkins opened the scoring up. Some great play from Villa. Again, in particular, Buendia and Rogers linking up. And Rogers squared it across the box of Watkins to tuck home. Morgan Rogers had a penalty saved. But seconds later, from the resultant throw from the penalty save, Digne took the throw. Buendia, lovely touch on the turn and slotted it through the legs of Bologna goalkeeper. And then the Bologna goalkeeper nutmeg for the second time this evening. As Villa strided forwards, ball fed to Morgan Rogers with just over 5 minutes of the first half to go. John McGinn's pass picked up Rogers, and Rogers, left side of the penalty area, drilled through the legs of the Bologna goalkeeper. So very routine first half in this second leg. Villa lead 3-0 on the night and 6-1 in the tie. Hello and welcome back here to Villa Park, where Villa are in the most commanding positions. They're 6-1 ahead on aggregate, 3-0 on the night, and Bologna bringing on a couple of substitutions just to try and freshen things up. It's damage limitation now for the visitors. Villa get us underway for the second half, and now is Pau Torres on the ball. So it was Freuler and Rowe making way for Orsolini and Som. That's a double substitution for Bologna. Conta towards halfway, intercepted. And now it is Moro. Moro felt it was tackled, but manages to square it now. It's the feet of Orsolini. Again is Bologna losing it now on the left-hand side, and Matti Cash just hits it off of the back of Orsolini. Will be a throw here for Bologna. Actually, no, it looks like, to me, Rowe's still on the pitch for Bologna. So throw now taken for Watkins, cleared away. Now Buendia just behind halfway. There's Bologna. I'll play it out here. Rowe is still on the pitch. Rowe cutting in from the left. And now Bologna on the ball with Mario. Back into the feet now of Vitic. So Bernardeschi came off for Orsolini. And Bologna just stroking it now across the back. And Vitic to his goalkeeper. And so it was João Mario was the other player to make way. So Nadir Zortea also on the pitch for Bologna. And Freuler came off for Som. So here's Miranda for Bologna. Now square from Casala. Actually, it has to be hit our player from Bologna's. Vitic has gone down with an issue. So not great at all. So it goes from bad to worse for Vincenzo Italiano. So Vitic is down. Seems to be holding his right thigh at the moment, Vitic. So the real concern for the Bologna centre-back. 2 minutes into the second half. And so Vitic down in pain at the moment. Need the physio's help, and it does not look great at all. By the way, the other quarter-finals in the Europa League tonight. It's Forest 1, Porto 0, 2-1 to Forest on aggregate, 2-1 to Betis on the night against Braga. They lead 3-2 on aggregate as well, Betis. And earlier on, Freiburg won 3-1 at Celta Vigo to win 6-1 on aggregate. So again, it was a real commanding performance, and Freiburg to build on their 3-0 first leg victory home. And the Rangers spitting down here in UK's second city. So we're still waiting to get back underway. So Vitic trying to walk off the pain for the time being, but it certainly is worrying, that's for sure. So thrown out, a throw from Buendia back to Emi Martinez, to Bologna goalkeeper, beg your pardon. So now Bologna with Miranda, bends it down the far side, chests it down for Cash. Rowe gets it under control, Rowe turns, Rowe's over halfway, Rose, he pushed there from McGinn, nothing given in Rowe's favour. Cash picks up the loose ball, and now here's Conta to Martinez. Martinez again just in line with the penalty spot, and we'll just clip this over halfway through the centre circle. Well, Watkins heads it backwards. It's knocked on from Miranda. Now Onana intercepts. Onana down the right for Watkins, but a foul given against Amadou Onana. I think he just made a bit of contact there on the ankle of Orsolini. So it was a free kick. Look, so it was on the ankle of Nicola Moro. Yeah, it looked like it was just a slight bit of contact from Onana. So free kick for Bologna now taken. Across the back in is Vitic. of halfway for Orsolini. Orsolini now looks forwards, prodded on. Here from Zorter, now shot, edge of the box and well over the bar in the end. And Castro, it was a good build-up play for Bologna. And Castro, inside right, edge of the box. Took on the effort, but could not keep it down. Some decent football there by Bologna, but didn't come to anything in the end. So it will be goal kick for Aston Villa 5 minutes into the second half. Villa 3, Bologna 0 on the night. 6-1 on aggregate for Emery's side. Now Martinez long towards the centre circle. Header forwards from Bologna now. Flick on towards Castro. Cleared away from Torres. And Rowe lets it bounce on Randa. Hooks it down the left. Rowe takes on his chest. About 10 yards to the Villa half. Then Cash comes in with a standing tackle with his right foot. It's a throw for Bologna, which now goes back into the feet of Casale. Casale across here for Vitic. And now Vitic floats it short to Riccardo Orsolini. Inside to Zorter. Zorter now pass it back to the centre circle. It's a clip ball from Son towards Ronald Zorter in the box. Control for Torres, cleared. And as far as Orsolini. Orsolini's shot deflects just wide. And all the subs were involved there for Bologna. There's a long ball forwards looking for the run of Zorter. Villa thought they cleared it through Torres, only as far as Orsolini's shot. Just came off the ankle, think of Digne. So a throw for a corner kick, for Moro to take from the visiting Bologna fans. One of them has a Scotland flag. It's representing Lewis Ferguson. So Moro's corner kick headed away from Onana. Flicked further on from Wendy, and it's smashed out of play there from Miranda. No idea what he's trying to do there. I don't know if he just thought, I've just got to smash as hard as possible, because he was worried about even trying to control the ball, thinking Villa would counter. It ended up just an aimless smash there from Miranda. And a goal kick for Emi Martinez to take in the light rain at Villa Park. Villa 3 goals to good on the night. 6-1 on aggregate, strolling to the Europa League semi-finals. Martinez finds header Watkins. Lovely control from Wendy. Wendy now trying to turn. Wendy, was he pushed? And there is a foul given against Bologna. There was a nudge from Nadir Zorter into the back of Emi Wendy. Zorter pulling the shirt. Clear pull as well from Zorter, without a doubt. That's the correct decision to award a free kick to Aston Villa, which Tielemans will walk away from. And Digne will take this one 35 yards and goal. Strokes it square in the centre. Now his fellow fullback Cash towards the back post. Headed down, bouncing in favour of Bologna, just a clear away from Moro. Headed back to the Bologna half and Digne. Now Digne has it again, flicks it to Cash. Cash now a tame pass, but it will reach Martinez on the line of his box. Now has placed it forwards. Well, Torres still in the centre forwards position. And now when they flicks it towards Torres, but Bologna win it back with Moro. Now Orsolini down the right hand side. Orsolini needs help. Goes outside to Zorter. Zorter looking to cut in. Now Digne sees him off. Zorter goes down to ground, just good strength for Digne. Torres down the near side, bounced off the midriff of Watkins. I thought it came off Watkins last. It's actually come off a Vitic, according to the officials. So it is a throw for Aston Villa. 9 minutes played in this second half. And Villa cruising semi-finals at the moment. 3-0 up on the night, 6-1 aggregate. Long ball towards Rodgers. Was he pulled down there? Morgan Rodgers, nothing given. He can't believe it. Rodgers insisted. There was a pull on the back of his shirt as the long ball was played to him. Well, to me, Casale, I thought there was a definite pull there from Nicola Casale on the Villa man. Morgan Rodgers was insistent. That should have been a free kick and a red card, and it is none of them. I Bologna go long, and it's back here now with Emi Martinez. Martinez through the centre, McGinn controls, faces his own goal, McGinn's pass deflects, and now Orsolini runs onto it. Orsolini threads it through to the box. That's great covering there for Digne. Just a poke back to Emi Martinez. Or scoots up in the air, Martinez. A bit of a risky pass. Now it is one on the byline for Castro. Castro squeezes the cross in. Controlled though for Cash. Now pass out the box to Watkins. And Watkins knocks it on to Rodgers. Now Rodgers plays in front of Watkins. Watkins beat to it though. It was Vitic. That little touch he got on that. Now turn for Moro. First time from Casale. Bologna. Just on the far side with Miranda. And now short for Casale. Half turn from Moro. Over the top and over halfway. It's the Vito Zorter. Nadir Zorter. Goes outside to Riccardo Orsolini. Orsolini on the outside of Digne. Cross comes in. Flicked away for Conta. And he's fast Miranda. Miranda's ball flicks off Castro. Orsolini on the byline turns. Orsolini's cross block for Tielemans. Shot towards goal, blocked from Buendia, and the flag is up against Bologna actually. It was a Som shot from midfield, but the flag had already gone up against the visitors. So it was a ball in for Miranda, and it was offside, so offside. Offside against Orsolini. He turned. It was cross block from Tielemans, and again it was another good block as well on the follow-up as Villa obviously didn't know that flag was going up against Bologna. Hey, Martinez though a moment ago just scooping up inside his own box. Again, Villa in cruise control, don't get me wrong, but still certainly a bit of messing about there from Emi Martinez. Could have been punished. Not severely, of course, for the lead that Villa have. So Bologna needs to score 5 this half to take this extra time. And the tallest of all, especially how good Villa are at Villa Park nearly all the time. Martinez looking for Rodgers, headed away. And the bounce is lifted to Rowe. Rowe gets on the outside of McGinn. Rowe looks step over, faced up Onana, uses Bergson for help. And now Moro crossed the halfway line. Zorter. Again, Bologna moving slowly down the right hand side. Zorter to the Orsolini, is past the outside, his boot blocked. Digne drags it back onto his left. Again, down the line. Held up there from Watkins against Casale. And now Rodgers thought he's fouled there. There was a foul, Morgan Rodgers actually. And that Watkins pass from Rodgers just had his ankle clipped. Actually, so it was Watkins who was holding up Vitic, and then Casale. He made the foul on Rodgers. And there was a clip on Morgan Rodgers' ankle. So Braga, by the way, 3-2 up Real Betis. What a turnaround there. So Braga lead 4-3 on aggregate. And Freiburg won 3-1 earlier on the night, 6-1 on aggregate. So Braga against Freiburg as things stand. And Forest leading Porto by a goal to nil against 10-man Porto. As it stands, Villa will be facing Forest in the All-English semi-final. It's long for Martinez. Header from Casale, only as far as Rodgers now. Infield to McGinn. Backwards to Onana, square to Tielemans. Tielemans pass through the centre circle. Touch over halfway from Torres, now midway in the Bologna half. Pau Torres still coming forwards. Infield to Watkins, facing away from goal. As Buendia's support, Buendia runs into trouble, but will get the throw. Again, Buendia tried to dribble past Orsolini, couldn't do that. Orsolini cleared out for the Villa throw on the left-hand side. Coming up to the 59th minute, Villa 3, Bologna 0. And it is Dean to throw 6-1 to Villa on aggregate. Tielemans heads forwards from the throw. Bologna now poke it short, deep inside the half, and now link up Team Zorter, and Moro breaks down. Tielemans now approaching the D, and the pass to Telegraph for Tielemans looking for McGinn. And now Bologna with Ferguson. Goes to his right to Zorter. Zorter now backwards, so Zorter playing sort of right back inside, full back here. Ferguson, delicate pass over halfway. No more out to the wide right. Again, Bologna go for that switcher play from Orsolini. It's a lovely ball from Orsolini to Rowe. Bro puts it through legs of Cash, but now McGinn picks it up in behind to take it back for Aston Villa. Concert to Tielemans. Again, Villa just passing their way out of the penalty area. So Onana to Watkins, slows it down. Villa still in their half. Onana in front of Tielemans. That's first line pass on the stretch. Buendia back to Tielemans. Tielemans over halfway. Again, now prods it on to Digne. Squares it for Watkins. Watkins goes down. The free kick is given, I think, in Ollie Watkins' favour. Hour gone at Villa Park. Villa in cruise control, 3-0 up on the evening. And it is 6-1 on aggregate. Yeah, Watkins was flattered into, actually. And that is the correct decision to award the free kick. It was Lewis Ferguson who made the challenge. So Buendia back on his feet, albeit in a gingerly fashion. So it is Morgan Rogers to take this free kick for Aston Villa, looking for his second of the night. Had one save from the spot, then converted seconds later from Digne's stroke. Complete switch off. It was from Bologna. So free kick for Aston Villa. Over 25 yards out. Rogers now stepping up. Rogers goes to the pass towards Buendia instead. Knocks it back to McGinn. Inside right. Now Villa right on the edge of the box with Konsa on the far side. Konsa back for Cash. Konsa again. Konsa now. Will he use Cash once more? He does. So getting Cash pokes into Konsa. Now pass towards the box and Torres face away from goal. Controls. Konsa turns. Edge of the box now. Almost found Torres on the stretch. Couldn't quite find him in the end. Then it's Torres blocking the attempted long ball from Casale. Getting down that left hand side. Torres turning away in frustration. That's how Casale turns away in frustration. That's how that wasn't a free kick there. So Leon Bailey and Tammy Abraham, the double substitution on for Aston Villa. Certainly not a bad sub to make if you're Aston Villa. So it will be Buendia, and I presume to come off it. Will it be Buendia? It's Rogers just going to the sidelines for the time being. So Bailey and Abraham waiting to come on here for Aston Villa. And this tie is done. 6-1 to Aston Villa. 3-0 on the night. And Nottingham Forest still leading Porto by a goal to nil. 2-1 in front on aggregate there. So again, the Villa fans a really good voice around the ground tonight, and just waiting for substitution to be finished with. It's going to bring Bailey and Abraham on the pitch, but again, very exciting prospect of a Nottingham Forest semi-final for Aston Villa to the two Midlands European giants. So Konsa is being given the captain's armband because John McGinn is coming off here for Leon Bailey. So again, Unai Emery saving his players for that Sunderland game at the weekend, and also coming off is Ollie Watkins. So McGinn and Watkins off, and Tammy Abraham now into the stage as well, as well as Leon Bailey. So and now commence again at Villa Park, coming up towards the 64th minute. So it's a free kick from Bologna, headed away from Tielemans, knocked on from Onana. A header from the centre circle from Bologna. It's in the middle there now. Played backwards from the visitors from midfield, and now Vitic across to Casale, and over the top towards the number 20 Zorte. Touch down the line. Dean gets there first, and Dean's carried out a play. Actually, it was good pressure there from Bologna with Orsolini. So throw from Zorte. Zorte pass back to him. From Som. Now Som Cross towards the back post, headed down for Rowe, but wide. Yeah, decent delivery there. Yeah, inside right from Bologna. And Rowe did indeed get final contact there. Was it Castro? No, it was Rowe. Tame header down to the ground, nowhere near testing the goalkeeper. And Bologna has just been helpless this evening, really. 25 minutes of it to go. Well, they are put out their misery at Villa Park. It's been a real trouncing for the visitors. So, goal kick taken towards Abraham, wins the flick on, but Bologna have it back with Orsolini. Orsolini to Zorter, tidy feet from Zorter, now tackle from Abraham, but does roll into the feet of Moro. And a flick from Bologna into the centre circle. Fighting to win it, Castro does well to turn after winning a tackle. And now Moro to the wide left to Rowe. Rowe now goes down the line. Rowe needs that support and has it. And a good tackle from Bailey, but Bologna do concede the throw. Lewis Ferguson. Villa do concede the throw. Lewis Ferguson did really well there. So throw from Bologna goes backwards into the feet of Moro. Moro on the ball again. So Moro wants it over halfway, but instead goes to Miranda. Now Moro peels into space. Just ahead of the halfway line. So Moro and calmly rolls it square. Moro again. And Vitic wants another bite at it, but Moro calmly out midfield towards the wide right. Touched inside now into the path of Orsolini. Orsolini, can he cut and maybe get a cross in? Still Orsolini on his outside now. It's Zorter. Now Zorter trying to get in between two Villa players. Tackle comes in, another tackle now on Orsolini by Tielemans. Orsolini down in the heap. Tielemans, the diagonal, finds head of Bailey. Flick from Bailey now to Cash. Cash down the line, couldn't quite find his intended target. Now Bologna go down left-hand side to Rowe. Rowe has the pace to get there for Miranda's ball. Rowe needs support. And now he does have that in the end with Moro. Bologna, can he get a cut in from the left-hand cross? It's cut back now. And a shot towards goal from Moro. And as routine says, as you get there for Emi Martinez. Again, a bit better from Bologna. There's Moro, open up his body. Couldn't find the corner. So here is Martinez. Right foot on top of the ball. So Martinez goes long towards halfway. Headed down from Casale. Now Rowe, backwards to Casale. It's in the centre circle with Moro. Moro now, crossed the halfway line. Here's Bologna. Coming forward slowly. And now a good tackle on Orsolini. It's teed off to him from Vitic. Digne. Now Digne to Tielemans. Tielemans midway in the Villa half. And just by his side is Onana. Now Konsa, Onana again. Onana now drags it back onto his right foot, gives it to Konsa. Again now Villa breaking the Bologna press, if you can call it that. It's nothing aggressive, but now Rodgers towards Buendia. Now Watkins, Abraham wins in the centre circle. Pirouette from Abraham. He just turned into trouble there. And a first time pass back from Ferguson to his goalkeeper. And Bologna left side of centre back at the moment. Now it's played across the back from Casale to Vitic. So again, here's Ravaglia on the ball. Ravaglia forwards and short to his right into the feet of Vitic. So it's Martinez again. Casale makes the pass just over halfway to Rowe. And backwards now into midfield where it's squared for Moro. So Moro, it's on halfway with Bologna and Vitic backwards for Moro. And now Ferguson on the ball. Ferguson level with the centre circle. Rowe back for Ferguson. It is Bologna playing it through the centre. One more going it backwards though. Into the feet of Vitic. So Vitic to his goalkeeper. Now it's across the back for Bologna. So Miranda goes safe now to Casale. It's played across to Ravaglia, the Bologna left back. So Bologna just ahead of the halfway line, just enjoying the ball at the moment. Looking to try and get a consolation goal. Bologna again building down the right. Orsolini now. Orsolini cuts in. Orsolini. So maybe a chance for Som to deliver. Goes short. Som again. Som drills into the box and it just loop into the arms of Emi Martinez. It was first time attempt there from Simon Som, and in the end just didn't work out at all. So Emi Martinez taking a few steps back for rolling it to Tielemans. And now Villa being pressed here. Torres plays through the press and running onto his Abraham, but clear forward from Bologna. So just stick at the press till the very end. Now Dean inside to Watkins. Dean again. Dean's pass, it's blocked. And it's kept in play as well by Castro. So Castro going into the fence where Vitic has it in the centre circle. Square now for Casale. Now Moro. Ball over top down the left-hand side for Ferguson. Ferguson puts in the centre just to behind it. Castro flung himself towards the ball. Bounced off his right heel. He was trying to prepare a volley or at least get under control. Couldn't do either. Torres drifts into the box now. Digne carries it away. Onana backwards from the centre circle for Torres. And it's a long ball down the near side flank, which Rodgers is chasing blindly. Now Bologna on the halfway line here. It's a short pass made there from Zortet. Bologna just ahead of halfway with Rowe. Rowe again. Now Rowe dinks it over the top, looking for the option of Castro. Castro goes down inside the box. Konsa just tells him to get back to his feet. It would have been extremely soft. That was a penalty given against Aston Villa. They felt the contact coming. Did the Bologna striker Castro. So double substitution for Villa. This is not bad squad depth. Jadon Sancho and Douglas Luiz both to come on here. Again, Tielemans and Rodgers making way. So very sensible substitutions from Unai Emery. And rightfully getting a huge round of applause. Both for their excellent performances this evening. By the way, Forest leading 10-man Porto. Only goal to nil. That will do. And the goal came from Gibbs White inside the first 12 minutes. So Villa have made their double substitution now. Tielemans and Rodgers off for Sancho and Luiz. So Luiz receives the ball straight away from Villa's short goal kick. Torres feints to go long. Does do so in the end. Headed forwards though. It's the part of the Castro. Now Castro tries to set it through. In the end it was good goalkeeping there from Emi Martinez. Was not letting Lewis Ferguson through on goal. Esri Konsa just getting his body across quickly. So here is Torres. And square to Luiz. Konsa. Backwards to Martinez. Martinez walks it into the D. Martinez. Couple of touches with his right foot. Now drills it as long as he can towards the inside left. Now Abraham. Decent touch on the turn. Abraham is wide left. Links up short with Sancho. Now Villa facing away from goal with Bailey. Now Sancho into the box. Tries to drive past the Bologna player. It's been blocked. Bailey again. Too tame though. pass towards Abraham. Bologna clear only as far as the midriff for Douglas Luiz. Inside left, Sancho has Dino on the overlap. Sancho squares in the box, miscontrolled though from Bailey. And a whip clear from Ferguson towards the near side, just hit from Torres off the backside of the Bologna. Number 7. Just come on set now for Carlos Orsolini. So latest substitution for Bologna. We have Santiago Castro coming off and on his Jens Ogard. See if he can try and add a bit of spark for Bologna. And this tie is well and truly beyond them. Just where they can maybe get a goal or two in this last quarter hour at Villa Park, where it is Villa 3, Bologna 0 on the night. All goals scored in the first half, and the lead on aggregate by 6 goals to 1. Martinez on the ball. Onana square. Now Villa can play it short from the back. And Torres sees it again. Torres, bit heavy pass, and Luiz got the quartered up from Martinez. So Amy Martinez looking for the best option for Villa. And Martinez drills it over the top through the middle. Abraham wins a flick onto his right. Bailey holds it up. 35 yards and goal. Bailey needs help. Roper's to tackle him, but Bailey now gets it back again. So Bailey surrounded by 2 white shirts. Bailey eventually tackled again from Miranda. And this Ferguson, now row midway inside his half, lifts it to Ferguson. Ferguson goes to the switch. In fact, actually, I think, I'm not sure it was Ferguson going for that absolutely spectacular, or the switch to Orsolini. In the end, it's with Martinez, but I don't know if he was going for goal there, Ferguson. Just didn't get the extreme amount of power he needed, but just bounced back to Amy Martinez. So it's Villa now with Torres. Pau Torres. Pass towards the centre circle. Sancho. Was in the middle for Luiz. Whilst that pass in behind of Onana. So Onana on the ball again. Onana to Rogers. Now was there a pull back on Luiz. And the referee has given a free kick to Aston Villa. Definitely looked to be a pull from Som. So another substitution for Aston Villa. It looks like it will be the Mario Bogard to come on for Aston Villa. Amadou Onana receiving a standing ovation. It's been an excellent performance from him this evening. And really making that place his own now in that centre of midfield. So Mario Bogard now can come on for what is 14 minutes remaining here at Villa Park. So it's a long ball from Bologna towards halfway. Was there a shove from Luiz? There wasn't. Well, actually, the referee has now given a free kick to Bologna. Just took his time with a slight delay. Odgaard was pushed in the end. So it's a free kick here for Bologna to take, just behind the halfway line. So it's released short now from Zotet. Bologna, left side of the box. And it's a square now to Vitic. Vitic to Casale. Casale wants it back. Goes to his partner Vitic instead. Villa 3, Bologna 0, approaching the 79th minute. 6-1 to Villa on aggregate. It's Bologna just controlling possession now. Villa, no real need to power forward, so they're having a lot more than one eye on that game on Sunday in the Premier League against Sunderland. Bologna in the centre. Villa's just backing off here. There's Vitic. Now Orsolini cuts in onto his left foot. Orsolini, brilliant cross, header in the air from Konsa. And an easy catch for Martinez, but it was a vital touch. Konsa got on that. Otherwise, it would have been a big chance for Bologna to get a goal to their name. And a brilliant cross in, and Konsa got the vital touch. Just to spar the ball into the air. And it made a simple catch for Emi Martinez to make. Torres backwards to his goalkeeper. So it is Torres, Emi Martinez into the deep. And it's a square pass now to Conta. Conta right foot on top of the ball. Short square for Cash, bends it down line, flick over halfway with Bailey. Now Sancho tries to drag it back to Bailey. Bailey wins it back for Villa though. On the halfway line now, Bailey bursting forwards. Villa in search of number 4 on the night. Bailey into the box now to Digne. Digne shot towards near post, it's pushed away in the end for a throw. And it was really good work there from Villa coming forwards. Pace and numbers, but Vaglia stood up to the task. Didn't let the shot get by him. Left footed from Digne. Yeah, trying to go for the tight angle. And in the end it was a comfortable save. So just under 10 minutes to go here at Villa Park, where it's Aston Villa 3, Bologna 0. And Aston Villa, and they win it by even more. Looks to be an issue for Bologna here. So substitutions going to have to be made, and it will be, it looks to be Hegem to come on yet. Torbjorn Hegem coming on for Bologna. And it's a real shame, obviously Hegem dropped out of the team. So Casale has to come off. He was certainly the best technical player at Bologna and had in the back this evening. Played that time, so Hegem on the pitch for Bologna. At least get a goal before the final whistle. Just a bit of pride. So Digne's take the free kick, take the throw. Digne's throw back to Torres, and now Sancho. Now Torres lets it roll into the Villa half. So Torres to Martinez. Martinez strokes it right footed towards the inside left, just goes under the right boot of Rodgers. Slight heavy pass back, but in the end it will get to the goalkeeper from Orsolini's pass back. Found Vaglia. Vaglia carries out the box with 8 minutes to go here at Villa Park. 3-0 to Villa on the night, 6-1 on aggregate. Bologna. Time on the inside left. Now it's a switch of play from the visitors. Header met from Digne. Now Digne's been held off really well from Orsolini. So it's a throw for Bologna. Now is Zortet. Cross midfield. First touch for Hegem. So is Hegem again. Now Bologna just ahead of the D. They're just ahead of the centre circle with Ferguson. Short square pass to Zortet. Now stretching Som. Knocks it back. Now here's Bologna. Left side of centre back. It's pass forwards now for Rowe. Goes short from Hegem. Rowe runs into trouble. One back from Bogard. When Deer goes down, he's knocked it off a Bologna player. And it will be a throw for Aston Villa. Just under midway inside their half, and it will be Matty Cash to take this. So Cash releases it towards halfway, just bounced away from Abraham. So Bologna play it forward to Mora. It's out to the wide left to Rowe. Rowe cuts in. Rowe, a few yards behind the D. Now ball back towards Rowe in the penalty area, but well fended off, and Torres carries it out. And Torres clears his lines now over the top. On left for Sancho. Sancho almost put it between the legs of his man, but Bologna have it back here. Let's search a pass to Miranda. Miranda gets the cross in, but not enough power. And Conta clears away at the near post. Again, it was a good attempt at linking up the plate. And Yenza Ogar got involved there, but the low ball was clear now. Bologna go backwards, and inside right with Ferguson. Forwards now to a couple of step overs from Zortez. Ortez cross and comfortable as you like, really, for Emi Martinez. So Forest still 1-0 up on the night against Porto, 3-2, 2-1 on aggregate there, I should say. Braga 4-2 up Real Betis. What a turnaround. So Braga lead 4-2 on the night and 5-3 on aggregate. It is Villa with Cash. Cash slips as he played that pass down the right. So now Egham to the feet of Rowe. Egham again, his cross blocked the backside of Cash, but that will do. With Bologna, as long as they don't concede another, it'll be a bonus for them. They can get a goal to their name for the first time in this tie. So Bologna set the throw backwards on the left, down the line from Rowe. Now Rowe, ball cut in the box. Randa's cross, clear way for Konsa. Randa again, and it's somehow turned away for a corner kick. Excellent defending, as Orsolini was ready to just tap in at the near post, but Luca Digne got in front of him. It was a Miranda first cross, clear way for Konsa. Miranda again thinked it over Emi Martinez, who'd already committed himself thinking it was going to be a shot. And then it was just flicked, unselfish, but cleared away from Miranda. Corner comes in, flicked on for Bologna. Just couldn't quite drop properly for Som. That will be a goal kick for Aston Villa with 3.5 minutes left of normal time of the second leg, where Villa and just waiting for their name to be called out, rubber stamped into the Europa League semi-finals. 3-0 up on the night, 6-1 on aggregate as Emi Martinez goes long. Abraham can't hold on to it, so Bologna play it across the back now. There's a ball down the right, and in the end it's a 4-1 from Orsolini to get under control. So throw for Aston Villa just behind the halfway line for Digne to take. Digne throw trapped on the chest of Luiz. Now back for Digne again. Digne knocked that one off the chest of Orsolini. So throw now to Sancho. The line of the Villa box is Torres. Rolls it across to Konsa. Konsa's pass now finds Bailey. 10 yards behind halfway now. Space in the middle of the Villa halfer. Luiz plants it just over the halfway line for Digne. Infield, it reaches Rodgers. Now first time from Sancho, as I say, to Buendia. Now back for Sancho again. Sancho square. Chance of 4. Bailey's shot deflects and goes out for a corner kick. Again, Villa just taking too long to pull the trigger. It was a really good block there, I must say, from Miranda. So 2 minutes of stoppage time left here at Villa Park. 2 minutes of normal time left at Villa Park before we enter stoppage time. With Villa 3-0 up on the night and 6-1 up on aggregate as it stands. They'll be facing Nottingham Forest in the semi-finals. Luiz, corner comes in, headed away. Now Konsa on the volley. Oh, it's a brilliant take for Konsa. The icing on the cake. It's 7-1 on aggregate for Villa. 4-0 on the night. That is a lovely take on the turn there. There's Konsa's right foot. Superb technique. And there's been some really good finishes from Villa tonight. And that was probably the best of the lot from Ezri Konsa. Outstanding stuff. As he just kisses towards the crowd. Does a handshake celebration with Onana. So Luiz put the corner in. It was a looping header into the air at the near post. It seemed to just come off the back of Odegaard's head. And Konsa on the swivel, volleyed it low, not loads of power, but the direction was perfect. And this has been a superb night for Aston Villa. And that really is just the cherry on top of the cake to get that goal in the second half as well. And make it 7-1 on aggregate for Unai Emery's side. So about to enter stoppage time. So the question is now, will Aston Villa be facing Nottingham Forest or Porto in the semis? Forest still a goal up against 10-man Porto at the City Ground, and the referee spares the blushes of Bologna. No stoppage time needed, and Aston Villa are in to the Europa League semi-finals. An excellent achievement. They got to the Conference League semi-finals 2 seasons back. There's a second semi for Unai Emery at Villa Park. He put that with the quarter-final in the Champions League last season. He really is the man you want for European campaign, Unai Emery. Ollie Watkins opened the scoring for Villa. Rodgers missed the penalty, but then a minute later, in fact not even a minute, seconds later, for the resulting throw for missing the penalty, having the penalty saved. It was a throw for Digne, and Buendia, brilliant first touch and put it through the legs of the goalkeeper. Rodgers then did score on the counter. McGinn gave it to him. Rodgers left side of the box, smashed it to the goalkeeper's legs. And a minute from time, Ezri Konsa from the corner kick on the turn. It was a brilliant finish for Konsa. Guided the volley low into the keeper's bottom corner. So Villa, excellent night for them. Bologna, again, well beaten, deservedly so, over the 2 legs. And they sit 8th in Serie A, 9 points off the European spot. So I think it's fair to say that is Bologna's season over and done with. The Villas as well and truly alive, though, compete for Champions League in the Premier League and looking to win this Europa League. What a job Unai Emery's doing. So full-time at Villa Park, Villa 4, Bologna 0, 7-1 at aggregate. Villa, as it stands, will be facing Nottingham Forest in the Europa League semi-finals. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.